You're listening to The Noon Show on Classic Country 1290 WIRL. Your home for all the latest in agricultural news with Agribusiness Director Megan Grebner.
Welcome back to The Noon Show on Classic Country 1290 WIRL. With us this afternoon is Alan Nadel, who is a member of the Syngenta legal team. Good afternoon, Alan.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for taking some time to speak with us this afternoon. We appreciate it.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Now, Monday, I guess to give a little backstory, Atrazine has been under a lot of scrutiny over the last year. And Monday, I guess things got a little bit more complicated and even more so with the most recent lawsuit that has come up.
That's correct. On Monday, we learned that a lawsuit was filed in federal district court for the Southern District of Illinois on behalf of a number of community water systems in 6 states across the Midwest, and that the lawsuit was filed by the same plaintiffs' lawyers, Steve Tillery and the law firm of Barron and Budd, that filed the previous lawsuit now pending in Madison County, Illinois.
Let's give a little bit of history, I guess, about some of the lawsuits that have come up and why this is such a cause for concern, not only for Syngenta, but really the agriculture industry as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, really, what the plaintiffs' lawyers have done here is because the activist groups were unsuccessful in banning atrazine or attacking atrazine previously at the federal level with EPA, because EPA had re-registered the product after a multi-year review. What they did was try the approach of the courthouse, and to do there what they were unable to do at the regulatory level, bringing what we think are completely spurious lawsuits to, in effect, ultimately ban the product. And, you know, these are class action lawyers. These are lawyers who will sue on anything from overcharging for late fees at Blockbuster video stores to supposedly Sears Kenmore stoves tipping over to now atrazine. So as much as they might indicate that they are water activists, they are in this solely for one reason, and that's their legal fees.
Let's talk about the process of the re-regulation of atrazine in 2006, correct?
That's correct. The product was re-registered after a very, very long review, which looked at numerous studies, heard from many experts, and really spanned many administrations in Washington, both Democrat and Republican.
I think one of the interesting facts that I have read about the atrazine issue and the safety, you're at the lowest levels that atrazine is at the lowest levels, parts per million that they've ever been. That's
correct. Actually, parts per billion. And the MCL, which was the maximum contaminant level set by EPA for atrazine, is 3 parts per billion, which is an almost infinitesimal amount. And since, I believe it's 2006, no water system in the United States has exceeded the 3 part per billion MCL on the 12-month rolling average. And in fact, many of these community water systems that are involved in both of these lawsuits simply have not had an atrazine problem at all. Holiday Shores, which is the named plaintiff in the Madison County case, has not had an exceedance of the MCL since 1995 or 1996.
When we talk about this, what are some of the implications that this could mean for agriculture? Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about this more a little bit coming up, but I'm really concerned about what this could potentially, the havoc that it could wreak on the agriculture industry.
Oh, no question about it. I mean, I think atrazine is the first target. But if we have a bad result involving atrazine, then there'll be many, many other agricultural chemicals that will be in the crosshairs next. And in fact, they're trying to do here via the courthouse what they've been unable to do at the federal level. In addition to that, really what's at stake here is the whole regulatory process by which we regulate chemicals, agricultural and otherwise. They're unhappy with the results of that regulatory process, so they've now taken their attack to the courthouse where they believe they can be more successful.
Once again, we're speaking with Alan Nadel, who is with the Syngenta Crop Protection Legal Counsel. Alan, as we talk about I guess you mentioned the regulation process and the fact that it's been reauthorized and it's gone through all of the steps that it needs to be used legally. Why is this becoming such an issue, or why are they attacking it when there really seems like they're questioning EPA's judgment on whether this should be used or not, should not be used?
Well, what we're seeing happen here, I think, even at the EPA level, is the political appointees at the EPA level have indicated, and they've admitted this in interviews, have been influenced now by material put out by the activists, by an article in the New York Times, to start this regulatory review of atrazine all over again. I mean, it's an incredible waste of the taxpayers' money after going through years and years of this process. To do this all over again, really based upon information that's not science, but information obtained from activists and newspaper articles.
As we move forward and we continue to face these type of challenges, whether it's the agriculture industry or the, I guess maybe the production side or the protection side of things in the ag industry, what can producers do to maybe have a voice heard or really fight for a product that they use on a regular basis? I
think the critical thing is to make their voices heard with their elected representatives. Because really, oftentimes the only voices that are heard are the ones that yell the loudest, and those oftentimes are the activists or the plaintiffs' lawyers who have a financial stake in this. But I think it's really critical for farmers, for people who are involved in all aspects of the agricultural business chain, to really make their voices heard at both a local and a federal level, to participate with their grower representatives from the various corn bureaus, for example, the farm bureaus, and really, make these people understand that they have got a stake in this product. I mean, this is an attack not only on atrazine and Syngenta. This is an attack on the agricultural industry. This is what some people have called a war on corn. I mean, at one of the prior scientific advisory panel hearings before the EPA in Washington, an activist from the Natural Resource Defense Council said that we produce too much corn in this country. So, I mean, now you've got activists who are trying to make decisions on what kind of crops are to be grown by farmers. I mean, it's completely unheard of.
Well, Alan, thank you so much for your time. And Syngenta has actually put together a wonderful website to educate yourself about atrazine, and that website is atrazine.com. They can go there to find out more information, correct? Oh, absolutely. And we're happy to provide any information to growers through their corn growers or any of the other farm bureaus that farmers would like to have to help them discuss this topic. Alan, again, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. We do appreciate it. Okay, thanks so much. Thanks for having me. Thank you. That's Alan Nadel, who's with the legal team of Syngenta Crop Protection, talking a little bit about the fight that atrazine has been under over the last, really, I guess, few months in the last year in general. If you want to find out more information about atrazine or to contact your congressman, you can visit their website, which is www.atrazine.com. We'll take a break, come back to take a look at the weather forecast with Guy Nestor right after this on Classic Country 1290 WIRL.